Welcome, beautiful people, and thank you for joining us on Till the Wheels Fall Off, a podcast by Two Faux Couple. I'm Matt.
And I'm Paige.
And we're here to inspire others, to bring you guys into our lives and tell you a little bit about our journey. Over 20 years together, we've learned a few things.
We're going to work toward being the best version of yourself possible. We're going to dig into building a positive mindset, discuss mental health, addiction recovery, improving fitness, building businesses, and insight into what it takes to navigate life today.
It's story time.
Yay.
All right. Most of the time in this podcast, we're going to tell you guys how we've been successful through all kinds of terrible things and how we found success in life. But there's also going to be a component of this that we're going to try something new. This is just an entertaining story. This is something funny.
Hilarious.
This is not safe for work. There will be language here. I'm just going to kind of riff this thing. So this is the Halloween party story.
This is real life.
So we went to a Halloween party the Friday before Halloween. Was it Friday or Saturday? Friday. Call it Friday. Doesn't matter really. So this is the kind of Halloween party that you would see if you grew up in the 90s or if you were a 90s kid or if you just remember the 90s. Sitcoms in the 90s, how like Home Improvement or like Roseanne, their Halloween episodes where like a Halloween party would have everyone dressed up. Everything is decorated. The lighting is perfect. That's how this was. So we know some people that throw an incredible Halloween party most of the time, most years, and this year they did, and we were not going to miss it. So we show up, and it's incredible. There's tons of people everywhere. Everyone's dressed up. There's great food. There's a photo booth. There's these awesome party favors. There's even prizes for best dress.
I don't remember that.
There's even trivia prizes, right? This was like the Halloween parties you see on TV. Let me just kind of set the scene and paint this, and then I'll get on with the story. But from the moment you walked in, you felt like you were in a movie or something. There was also a full-service bartender.
Yeah.
And that's where our story begins. So we get there, and I asked Paige, you want me to get you something to drink? She's like, yeah, sure. Just grab me something, whatever. So if you don't know this about us, so I've been sober for about 10 years. I don't drink at all, but I don't mind being around it. It doesn't bother me whatsoever. I don't care. I don't want it, so it doesn't affect me to be around people who are drinking or to even handle it or have it around. I just don't partake. So anyway, I ask a fellow party goer, I'm like, what is in that cup? And he looks at me and he says, it's called a Meadow Mule.
I think it's funny you remember the name of it.
And it was like, well, I was sober. So it was just like this green, like Halloween looking drink. And I'm like, that's perfect. I never heard of it anyway. So I walk out to the bar and I ask for a Meadow Mule. I tip the bartender. I come back, give it to Paige. She seems to like it. So we're kind of hanging out, having a good time, catching up with old friends and family. Like everyone's having a great time. Paige is loosened up a little bit. And so she asked for another one. It's like, hey, can you give me another one of those things? And so I walk back out there. I'm just chatting with people, get another drink, come back in and hand her drink. About, 45 minutes later, she looks at me and she's like, kind of points at the drink. Like, can you get me another one? And I'm thinking like, yes, I'm getting lucky tonight. This is going to be great because as sober as I get, drunk chicks are never less fun. Like it is still really fun to come home with a drunk wife even if you haven't been drinking. It's great, man. Inhibitions are lowered. It's really fun. So I'm sorry if that's TMI, but anyway, so fun. She's looking great that night anyway. And I'm like, score, this is going to be great. No doubt about it. I'm getting lucky. So, give her this drink and 30 minutes after this, like I look over and realize like she's having a blast. Like she's being extroverted and she's social and she's laughing hysterically. And now I realize that I'm in trouble because my wife is an introvert. She is modest. And there's a fine effing line when things go from fun to like the room is spinning. Oh God, I'm about to throw up. And I knew that we were really close. So if I didn't get us out of there, my hopes of getting lucky were dashed. So about 30 minutes after this, like I'm starting to pack up, the party's kind of winding down.
Aww.
And I look out on the patio and I see her taking shots with her brother.
It was just getting started.
And I'm like, fuck, man. Like I knew at that point that I had gone from like getting lucky to I am now a nurse / babysitter. And we get in the car and she's real talkative at first. No later than we pull out of the neighborhood, I look over and she's out. And I've seen this look before. This is when she's had too much. It's like she's asleep, but like not really. she's got her eyes closed. And we all know this feeling. We're just trying not to puke. So I'm just driving, listening to music, and I just hear this like, it's just like that drunk breathing, you know, when you're just like trying to make the room stop spinning and you're just trying to make this like queasy feeling go away. It's like if we get enough oxygen in us, it's just going to like sober us up or something.
It's focusing on the breath, Matt.
So at this point, I had already gotten over the fact that like there was going to be no fun I had tonight. And I'm fine with that. Whatever. It's not why I'm with you. But we're cruising home and just kind of like driving, just, you know, listening to music, whatever else. And I've turned from, you know, like horny teenager now to Nurse Matt, ready to take care of my wife's every need as
so sweet
as she goes through this night. So we continue our trek on toward home. We got about an hour drive listening to music. I'm keeping one eye on the road, the other eye on her in the passenger seat for any signs of an illness.
Puke in his new wagon.
Yeah, well, just making sure that you didn't just, you know, issue a Meadow Mule refund in the front seat. So we finally get into our neighborhood. And your kids will do this, and I guess we never stop doing this. It's like, you know, when your parents are pulling up to the house, you just kind of like wake up. It was the same way. Like we pull in the neighborhood, she starts stirring a little bit. I'm like, weird. Maybe it's like the speed of the car, the turns we're making or something, but it starts to like wake her. And we pull into the driveway, and as soon as we pull in the driveway, she pops up. Like I haven't heard from her in an hour. She's been silent, just breathing heavy. And all of a sudden she goes, I'm going to puke. And then just sits there. I'm like, well, open the door. Why are you just sitting there?
I don't remember that.
While all this is going on and we're out and about, you might have noticed that our kids are not with us. That's because they're at home with a sitter, and a sitter that we've just met for the very first time. She is at our house, and I had to hustle home because we told her we'd be home by midnight.
Yeah.
We pulled in at 11:58 p.m. So we pull in the driveway.
Good job.
She gets sick. Finally opens the doors. I'm like, open the door, jackwagon. What are you doing? And then I just hear this splat, pop, 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 pop. Just like this, you know, the sounds of Meadow Mule just showering my driveway. And I'm just laughing. I'm like, you know, this is just fun. This is not the first time this has happened. Yeah, I'm just laughing, right? So
I hate you.
I walk into the house, and like, so I'm thinking at this point, she's puking in the driveway. I don't want the sitter to think that we're like crazy, like swingers or something. And we just go out like these wild parties dressed like idiots. And I walk in, and so I'm like, okay, I got to ask the sitter how the kids were. I got to get debriefed. I've got to do all like the dad stuff, right? The responsible guy stuff. So I'm sitting there kind of talking to the sitter, and I keep looking back toward the door. Like, she'll walk in any second. She just had to get that out of her system, and she'll be fine. She'll be in here any second. Talking to the sitter, making small talk, blah, blah, blah. Looking back toward the door. Still no Paige. Okay. Well, let me go get the cash. I'll pay you. Get her paid up. She ran to the restroom. This gives me perfect time. Like, she's going to walk in any moment. I come out with the cash. Sitter comes back out. Still no Paige. I'm like, huh. So the sitter had to get her stuff together. She's gathering her bag, and she had like some games and stuff for the kids. And so I walked back out to the driveway to figure out like, okay, maybe she must be really sick. I walk out there, silence. The car's off. The light is off. The doors are closed. And it's dead quiet outside. It's like a dark, damp evening. It's kind of chilly outside, and Paige is nowhere to be found. Mind you, it's midnight. I'm looking around. I don't hear anything. I don't even hear dogs barking. It's dead quiet outside. I'm looking around like, where the fuck did she go? Like, you were just out here 2 minutes ago. Like, what the hell happened? About that time, the sitter walks out there, and I'm kind of standing there like, and the sitter's parked right next to us.
Oh,
between our cars is this puddle of Meadow Mule and tamales and chicken and stuff. So I'm like, please God, don't see that, right? So the sitter's like getting in her car and stuff, and I'm like looking around. Like, as I'm looking around, I'm like, I look in the back seat. This is before the sitter got out there. I looked in the back seat because I've been drunk. I know we will seek shelters, drunk people, to try to get comfortable, right? So like, check the back seat, not there. Open up the hatch, thinking maybe she crawled back there. I don't know. I've done weird shit when I'm drunk, and not there. I started looking around like, did she fall in the ditch? So we've got this big ditch out front. I walked like, did she like stumble over here? And then I'm like, now I'm worried because I can't find her. I'm like, shit, like, did someone see like some helpless woman out here like puking and just took her? Aliens abduct her? Like, where the fuck did she go? So I'm kind of freaked out at this point. Sitter drives away, and as the sitter's backing out, her headlights hit our fence, and I can see the fence is cracked. Like, it's cracked open a little bit. And I get this huge sense of relief because I know I didn't leave the fence open. So I'm just kind of like, okay. So I'm walking down the back side of our house. So I creep through the crack in the fence and I'm walking up the back side of the house. Like, what am I going to come across? And I see a shoe. I see one shoe.
Only one shoe?
Just one shoe. I found one shoe. And I'm like, okay, so there's signs of life. We're in good shape. She's okay. And then I turn the corner onto our patio and I see what looks like Dobby the elf kind of curled up with like mascara running down her eyes. And she's like freezing and she's just like smiling at me, laughing. And she's soaking wet, like from the shins down. And I'm like, where the hell have you been? So in her drunken splendor, here's what she decided to do. She puked in the driveway. She decided, I'm going to avoid this awkward encounter with this babysitter. I'm going to go around the back, wait till she's gone, and then sneak into bed. So she walked around the back. Her feet are obviously covered in puke.
Yep.
So she gets in the pool. 50 degrees outside. You get in the pool to wash the puke off your feet. And then you think you're going to slide through the back door, but what will happen?
It's locked.
It was locked. So she was stuck out there. So her plan was foiled and she's just kind of looking at me and we were just like dying laughing at this point because I could just think about the way her brain was working as all this was going on and like it was a good plan.
You figured it out.
It was a good plan until this door was locked. So then we get inside. Sitter's gone. All that's fine, right? Took care of all that. We had to walk back around to the front because the door was still locked. I didn't have a key on me. And we come inside. We get to bed. And we're laughing about it. And then within a few moments, the spins start.
Yeah.
The spins start. And so she made 2 or 3 trips to the bathroom and I'm just like laughing my ass off. And I tell you guys a story because it's just a funny interaction. This is funny behind the scenes stuff that happens in our marriage. This is, I would say, an annual thing. Maybe every 2 years this happens.
Yes.
But I would say it did happen last year.
It did around the same
this
time.
year, but it didn't happen the year prior. Paige is by no means a lush.
No.
And that's why this stuff happened. She had 4 drinks and she's throwing up. Well, yeah. 4,
I don't
maybe
drink
the shot.
like I used to.
You don't drink like
but
you
I
used
think
to.
I can.
And you forget that you're in your late 30s and you don't drink like that anymore. And you generally eat
and
super
I don't
healthy.
eat, like I used to. So I'm not.
So she tried to party like we were still going to the University of North Texas and we were going out to Fry Street and we're going to go party and get drunk. And she cannot do it anymore. So she spent the night spinning. But I tell the story just because it's just a funny interaction. It's not to say that she has a problem whatsoever. Believe I know what drinking problems look like. She ain't got one. I had one. But it's hilarious. And it's also like a testament to say that if you are on the fence about getting sober and you wonder what the relationship can look like, it's still super fun. Like you can have someone who drinks in the relationship, someone who doesn't, and you get to a point where you're at peace where you're at. And we have these funny encounters. The same thing happened a year prior. And it was hilarious because in this instance, she was puking on the way to our kids' dance recital or something.
Oh my gosh. It was yes.
The kids were in the back, like plugging their ears. They will never forget this moment. And I was like, and that's why you don't drink, kids.
But I wasn't drunk though. This was the next day. Just so you know, I was still throwing up. It was like 24
Most
hours.
Most hungover you've ever been, I think.
Yeah, it was bad. But you know what? I showed up. I did skeleton makeup.
You
I
did every
her
bit
makeup.
of it. You were there.
I was there and I was miserable.
Miserable or not,
but I taught the kids a lesson.
Never drink, kids, and this is why. And they were just like, "Oh my God."
They'll never forget it.
No, they'll be talking about that at our funeral.
That is not one of my finest
Mom was
moments.
throwing up in the car. It was awful. They did not. It was so painful for them to hear. See, we're scarred them.
I had a puke bag though, so that was good.
Yeah, we keep those around. You never know what's gonna happen with kids.
Yeah.
Sometimes they work for adults too.
Those are great, y'all. Keep them in your car, just so you know.
But anyway, that is the drunk Halloween story. It was absolutely hilarious. And as these things come up, if I think they're worthy of sharing, I will definitely bring you guys back for story time. So that's all for story time tonight. Thank you for joining us. Until next time, I'm Matt.
And I'm Paige.
And we'll see you.
Bye.